Welcome to Photo Finds. I am your host Kevin Yee, back with another look around the parks, in this case the Orlando parks. And we're going to go ahead and get started at the Magic Kingdom, or the gateway near the Magic Kingdom, where you pay the toll booth. And as you can tell, there's a lot of construction going on here in this area near the monorails, and in fact there's some of it happening off screen to the left as well. You can see it as well just after you pay the admission into those toll booth areas. Now what this is going to be is a flyover for the Disney buses, so they don't have to go through that whole toll booth area anymore. Now, once at the Transportation and Ticket Center, I snapped this photo of the monorail console, mostly because it reminded me that the monorails are really now only on autopilot, so to speak. They are being dispatched like every Disney ride vehicle, although there is a pilot inside. If you watch while the pilot is coming in, and you can see them right through the cockpit, they're not doing anything with the controls. Their hands are not on the throttle, etc. It is all being computer run at this point. Now we're going into the Magic Kingdom just to poke around just a little bit to see what kind of decorations they have up and around the parks. Obviously there's a lot of a pumpkin theme. This is a tradition in the Magic Kingdom. And the garlands you'll see all over the town square area, maybe especially, but up throughout Main Street as well. Now, the characters that you see here are meant to be Main Street characters. So there's the mayor and his wife. There's another one over here wearing kind of the costume for the candy store, and this one you can kind of barely see here is wearing the costume for Casey's. So what they're doing here is kind of making it seem like the Main Street workers have turned into pumpkins for the Halloween season. Now this is also still in Town Square. We're not going to stay for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, but if we had, this would be what we'd see on the way out, sort of the See Ya Soon, or the See Ya Real Soon pumpkins on the exit arch. Now while we're in here, we're going to stop over into the Curtain Call Collectibles, where they have these little characters, these stuffed animals, except in this case it's not an animal, it is a stuffed Mickey bar, as you can see, where someone has taken a bite out of it. And if we go to the close-up, we can see that in addition to being in English, it's in French and also in Chinese. Probably not an accident, several of the places where they have a Disney park. Over at the Emporium, we ran into these Beauty and the Beast light-up rose tumblers for $15. I thought that was an interesting effect and something that a Beauty and the Beast fan would really kind of appreciate. Now over to Mission Space. This has been open for a couple of weeks now. My first time on the Mission Space Green after it's undergone changes. And as you can see on the sign already, the Mission Space Green is no longer just about going to Mars like it was on the other side. Now it's about going to Earth, or at least circling the Earth. And so they've got the color coding, Mars and Earth, also there for showing how tall you have to be to go on this attraction. So now you're able to go on the green when you're 40 inches and 44 on the red. I think that had been the same before, actually. Some new signage throughout, and as we're going to step into here for the next picture, you can see that they've got green is now labeled not just less intense, but it's also green for the Earth, and orange mission more intense. Also, this is new, that they've got the Space Shuttle here, or the X2 shuttle, I guess, as the centerpiece in this main area. Here's the Green Mission entrance. We're going to go inside, and we're going to meet the new host. Gary Sinise is no longer the host of the pre-show area. You might know this actress from such things as Firefly or Westworld. And there are captions in the center console. Really, most of the script is the same. It's just that the people reading the script and telling you the safety spiels are a little bit different. So, what happens on the Green Mission? Well, you launch, you go in orbit around the Earth, you pass the space station, which you can see here. You pass another X2, which had been launched from California. It seems rather improbable that we would go quite so close to it. And then we keep traveling around the Earth, and there's quite a bit of looking at the darkness and the storms here and there, and then finally we have to take a detour because there's another storm over our intended landing spot. You can see some of the lightning here that's meant to imply that we're going to fly down through a storm anyway. And as you can guess, we have to take control of our rudders manually, and in this case there's a bit of a net catching us as we finally land on the runway. And then we hear from the control team at the end that we've passed our mission, and it's pretty much the same experience as before, with a completely different story. So now comes a series of pictures from Epcot. They're gearing up, obviously, next weekend for the Food and Wine Festival. And as you can tell, especially if you're familiar with these booths, a number of these are new. Actually, this one is not a Food and Wine booth, but it is new for me in that the outpost here used to be called the Bead Outpost, a little hard to read in that view, where they were selling repurposed maps as beads. Now it's something completely different. A little bit more now on the food and wine booth. Some of them are old, but many of them are returning, but many of them are brand new construction, or at least have been built in the last couple of years. They've really gone all out with the themed just for every country. This one might be New Zealand, I guess, because it's near the Australia one around the corner, and the Hawaii one, which I think they've had a themed Hawaii one before, but this one looks a little different still to me. That just about does it for this week. We hope to get you out into the parks, and we'll see you there next time.